Okay, so I hope everyone at home got their coffees too. And let's start the working group discussion. So the main goals of the discussion that we are going to have is to start the kickoff the working group construction. Building these working groups has two main goals. One, we want to maximize the science output of Ultrasat. And second, we want to coordinate the activity between all the people that are interested in the mission. Oops, why didn't it? You see?
Nothing is working.
Nothing is working.
Space.
Nothing is working. Good, thank you. What are the advantages of being a group member? First, you receive real-time access to the data. And we will have public releases, periodic public releases of the data with a delay of about 6 to 12 months. We've not exactly set this up for now, but if you remember, you get all the data in real time. And of course, you participate in the working groups or in the science partners of Ultrasat. Who is eligible to apply to join? So all Israeli astrophysicists. So this is really an Israeli mission. Our DAISY partners, but this is a small number of people. And if NASA and ESA join and provide their contributions, they would be able to apply. People from member states would be able to apply. This would be limited to 10 to 20% of the working group members. Okay, so this is the agreement that we have discussed with them. We have a science board, the list of people that you have seen, and the selection would be by the science board and the group leaders that would coordinate the working groups. So you have many more responsibilities than benefits if you apply. So we want the working groups to provide input to the mission well before launch. We want each working group to define the key science goals, the key papers that are related to these key science goals, to define the key measurements and the data analysis that are required, to support the development of the tools required. To discuss, this is something that we already raised before, to identify and advise the science board on securing follow-up resources. Okay, and we want to discuss this in detail. Another point that was already discussed was advise the science board on modes of operation, maybe changing the modes of operation. Post-launch, of course, we want the groups to carry out the relevant data analysis, to write the key papers, and advise the science board on managing the program further. How do you join a working group? So we solicit submitting short white papers that explain what you want to do, what is the uniqueness of Ultrasat in addressing the questions you want to address, and what resources you would be able to provide for the carrying out of the work program. You can submit proposals to many more working groups, and you can submit proposals for research that is not included in any working group also. And we will give priority, of course, to contributions that assist with the data analysis of our effort. The timeline, so white papers by August 15. We'll have initial formulation in 2 months later, and we'll have, we plan to have a group leader meeting on December, and then another workshop later in the year.
What is SB?
Science board. Surface brightness, yes. Science board, yes.
SB is a spectroscopic binary.
This is not the way we are going to save time. Okay. This is the current status of the working groups. This is a list of working groups that will definitely be there, and with some preliminary teaming. Okay, we have transient stellar explosions, gravitational wave sources, planets and star-planet connection, cosmology, stars and the stellar structure and evolution, galaxies, active galactic nuclei, tidal disruption events, and solar system. So for some of these, as you see, we already have identified possible group leaders, and they will discuss their views, but we want to have a discussion of all of these groups, and we will be happy for people to join all of these groups and also to suggest other groups if you have some.
Are you planning any technical groups and not just scientific working groups? Like, I mean,
the data analysis, yeah, there's the data analysis working group. Yes.
For example,
yeah. Yeah, why is it on the,
It should be here.
why is it on the list? It should be here, sorry. It should be WG10 data analysis group, yes. And
Oh, we have two more. Follow-up resources and
yeah, so, right.
commissioning,
Hmm?
or you not commissioning or
Calibration.
We didn't think of forming a working over that. Maybe yeah, it's an important topic. We sort of as part of the analysis, but okay. But we are open to discussion. Maybe this should be a different, separate than the data analysis working group. Yeah.
The data analysis group is very large. It's probably going to break into sub-teams anyway.
Yeah, right. So I'm sorry, it should have been there, and we'll be talking about this, of course.
Proposed by Sagi that you have a pre-launch survey just preparing for the launch. It's not part of this, any of these groups.
What do you mean pre-launch survey?
Having color information.
I see, yes. Okay, this is already a good idea that was discussed here, right, today, and I think it's a good idea. We should do it. Yeah, I didn't update the slide.
No, but I would say differently. The motivation should be scientifically. So one of, for example, for the gravitational wave sources, you would, or the stellar explosion, the working group would like to have color information of the entire image. Great. Maybe the data science, but this is actually a byproduct of this work.
Well, but what might be, I'm not sure. Maybe it would be wise to create a working group, the goal of which would be just a pre-launch survey. Maybe there should be a working group like this that will define the pre-launch surveys, what should be done. I think it's a valid option.
This is the goal of this meeting, right?
Yeah. So who wants to lead the pre-launch? Okay. So,
there are existing catalogs of for space mission, like the TIC, the TESS input catalog, and the KIC, the Kepler input catalog. The Kepler input catalog obviously is very limited in the region of the sky, but the TIC catalog is covering all sky, and we are preparing a better, I think, software to characterize stars in general. So there is a lot of information on the web, like Gaia and 2MASS and things. So we can complement the T catalog, which gives you all information you need, almost all information you need on all stars on the sky.
yeah, this is also a good point. Yeah, so it seems that a discussion of what surveys should be done and how could we use the existing data and so on is a good topic for a working group. Other comments at this stage? Do you wanted to ask about data policy or something, or is it okay for you now?
you basically answered it, I think.
Okay, good. So we'll be short, and let's go now. Start going through the working groups, and we have also some time. We have some time for free discussion at the end to discuss whatever you want.
So the number 5, the stars, stellar structure and evolution, that includes everything that has to do with non-transient stars.
It could be variable stars.
Yeah, variable, but
Yeah.
binaries, compact objects,
Yeah.
young stellar objects.
It's
That's all in that
actually,
category.
it's actually, I think TBD, right? It's not like, there is no clear boundary between some of the working group, and this should be defined by the working group.
I think that all the things that Danny mentioned do fall in this category.
But there are some questionable items that maybe.
But what he mentioned is not questionable.
By definition.
That's
Okay. Okay. Okay, let's move on.